In case you're new to my channel, I had a baby 4 months ago. I'm going to talk about why I chose combination feeding. So there are different kinds of feeding your baby. It's either you're doing exclusive breastfeeding, or you're doing combination feeding, or you're doing bottle feeding, right? Exclusive is basically you're feeding your baby off the breast, okay? Off the breast. You're not adding feeding bottle. You're not expressing and putting inside feeding bottle. That's exclusive. Combination, on the other hand, is when you are expressing, when you are feeding your baby off the breast, expressing and feeding the baby from the feeding bottle, and also introducing formula. That is combination feeding. Bottle feeding is basically when you are just feeding only formula. You're not adding any form of breast milk. There are reasons why people choose the different kinds of feeding, and they are all perfectly fine, okay? They are all perfectly fine. The goal here is to have a healthy baby that is not sick, baby that is adding weight, and a baby that is hitting milestones. So in my own case, I am doing combination feeding. I am feeding my baby off the breast. I am expressing as well. I'm feeding the baby from the feeding bottle, and I am also feeding my child formula. And the reason why I do that, I have a couple of reasons, right? The first reason is that, don't come for me, please. This video is just my experience, my opinion, my thoughts, right? And this is what I do for my child. The first reason is that I think, in my own opinion and my own experience, exclusive breastfeeding can be stressful. That is just the truth. I have 3 children, just in case you're new to my channel. I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and then my baby. So my 7-year-old, of course, obviously is my first child, and I did exclusive breastfeeding for him. And my God, I'm not even going to lie, it was stressful. Like, I was feeding round the clock. I did not even have a life. I know that when you have a baby, yes, basically you will not have a life. Your life revolves around your child, around your baby, right? But when you are now doing exclusive forget it. There was no sleep. I could not sleep. To even have my bath was a problem. Like, and you know, when you have your first child, like, he was my first child, and I wanted to do everything in the book. They said exclusive is the end thing. I was like, I am going to, you see this exclusive, you die on it. That was my mindset then, and it was going fine. The first month, yeah. Second month, yes. By the 3rd month, I couldn't push again. Like, I was like, no, please, because you feed your baby, you bop your baby as you're about to leave the baby to sleep, and you go and sleep your own. As I'm just keeping my head on the pillow, they wake me. Baby is awake. I'll now go and start breastfeeding again. That was my own experience. This is not in any way trying to talk down on people who are doing exclusive breastfeeding, or discourage anybody. But this was my own experience, and these are my own reasons. Okay, I've tried exclusive breastfeeding. It is awesome, but in my own case, it was stressful for me. Some babies, probably eat and they're okay. They can sleep for 2-3 hours and they're fine. At least you, the mother, you can do 1 or 2 things yourself. My baby, or my babies, because all of them are like that, they have what we call oboriafo. Like, oboriafo in Igbo language is like, they have a huge appetite. They eat a lot. So I found myself breastfeeding every single hour. Like, max every 2 hours I was breastfeeding. Like, it was stressful for me, okay? And so I decided not to do exclusive breastfeeding by the time I had my second baby. That is my first reason, okay? So the second reason, which is like a follow-up of the first reason, is that, I don't know, this is my own experience. I could be wrong. I haven't done like an extensive study to say it authoritatively that exclusively breastfed babies are picky eaters. But in my own experience, and from some other mothers that I've seen that did exclusive breastfeeding, is that I feel my exclusive breastfed child ended up being a picky eater. So I feel that it has something to do with just taking that breast. Because even when I wanted to introduce formula, table food and all that, when I was about to go back to work, this boy will not even have it. If I even express breast milk and try to feed him from bottle, he will not even take it. As against my second daughter, who, when I introduced formula earlier on, I breastfed her the first month. By the second month, I started introducing a bottle of formula at least every day, and she grew grew up eating everything. You know, by the time I wanted to introduce cereal, she would eat her cereal. Even as we speak today, that girl can eat any and everything. Like anything that you call food, she will eat it. But my son that I did exclusive for is just there picking his food, even as we speak now, as of today. So it kind of made me feel like maybe it had something to do with that exclusive breastfeeding. I could be wrong. Like I said, these are all of my own experience, and I've also seen some exclusively breastfed babies whose moms also complain that, you know, they have difficulty in trying to wean their babies. So I may be wrong. Like I said, it may have or it may not have something to do with being exclusively breastfed. And so that's my second reason for deciding to do combination feeding this time around. The third reason, which is kind of like my main reason, is because I'm a 9 to 5 mom. I'm a 9 to 5 mom. So definitely I have to go back to work one day. Maternity leave will end and I'll go back to work. And if I go back to work, how do I do it? I have to, you know, feed my child formula. That's it. So I decided to start on time. With my second child, I started by the time she was 2 months. I was giving her a bottle of formula every day, and I kept on increasing. You know, by the time I started work, it was not like most of the time during the day she would take formula and then we'll breastfeed her throughout the night. That was how we were doing it. And so with my third child, obviously I'm going to go back to work. I'm on maternity leave right now, and I'll soon be going back to work. So I started early enough, in fact, to start giving her formula. The fourth and final reason why I'm doing combination feeding is the convenience. Okay, the convenience. I cannot even overemphasize the convenience. This video is not, the intention is not for us to compare which one is better, which one is not better. It's all about what works for you. Okay, any kind of feeding you decide to do is very, very okay. So far as your baby, or as far as your baby is healthy, your baby is not sick, your bottles, the bottle you're using to feed your child is clean and sterilized, you're good to go. Okay, breastfeeding, not breastfeeding, formula feeding, combination feeding, they are all equally fine. So I'm not making this video, you know, to discourage anybody or to say this one is better than this one, but these are just my own reasons why I do what I do. So like I was saying, the convenience. Okay, it is convenient for me because, like, now that I'm on maternity leave, right, there are days that I just want to rest. I know my life is revolving around my baby at this moment, but there are days that I just want to have like 2 hours of siesta, 3 hours of siesta, or just alone time, just to stay and press my phone. In those days, I know that, okay, while I'm sleeping, I can express milk. I can express my breast milk. If I don't have express breast milk, there is formula with clean bottles that I've washed myself. You know, I can keep that, and somebody can step in and help me feed my child. Not the one that I'll be sleeping in the night. I'll sleep 1 hour, they will wake me up, baby is crying. I'll sleep another 30 minutes, they'll wake me up, baby is crying. No, I can at least sleep. Sometimes my husband helps me out. And the fact that I know that there's an adult in the house that can as well step in and help me take care of baby even when I'm sleeping gives me this peace of mind. Like, I'm just like, nothing is gonna happen. I'm just going to sleep and baby is going to be fine. So it's very, very convenient for me. And that's what works for me. And these are the reasons why I do my exclusive breast. What am I saying? And these are the reasons why I do combination feeding. Okay, I'm supposed to be working on my system. I have most every season video turned into a vlog for me. I don't even understand what's happening right now. I have a lot of things to do. I started shooting this video in between the stuff I have to do. I was working on a project, like my school project here. If you guys don't know, I went back to school. It's just that I haven't been talking about school things because of, you know, maternity and baby and stuff. I went back to school. I'm running my PhD. So I have a lot of things like assignments that I've skipped and missed while I was on maternity and while I just had baby and everything. I have so many things I'm supposed to sort out, so many assignments I'm supposed to write. And in between that, I said, let me come and be doing a combination feeding video. Can you imagine that? Can you just imagine this on serious students? Anyways, are you seeing that I have a new look? Are you seeing that I have a new look? I relaxed my hair. So what happened is that I've been on low cut, if you know that, in my previous, I'm saying if you know that, just in case you don't know that, I've been on low cut. since 2019, and most of the time I wear wigs. But when I was about to have baby, I made my maternity hair, you know, the usual maternity leave hair. I made that hair, and when I took out the hair like last month or 5 weeks ago, I realized that my hair has grown. And instead of me to go and shave it all off again, I was like, okay, why not just try growing out your hair? Let me see. Even though my edges are still misbehaving, I actually cut my hair in 2019. I was on dreadlocks. I locked my hair in 2017 because of postpartum hair loss, and my edges kind of said behaving well when I locked my hair. Well, I was tired of the whole look, so in 2019 I cut off my hair, and I've been on low cut since. And when I was pregnant, the edges started behaving well again. They were growing out and everything. But now that I've given birth again, I think the edges are now beginning to misbehave. Like, if you look here, you will see that there is nothing happening here. Like, there are no hairs. I just use some part of the hair here to cover that side. But if I open it, you see that I'm bald in that area. I'll probably most likely shave off this hair eventually, like after I'm done with this whole look, because me and hair now, I don't think I'm ready to grow my hair. Anyways, this is what I have to say about combination feeding and why I choose to do combination feeding. There are several reasons why another person might decide to do combination feeding. There are so many reasons why you may want to do that. There are advantages to it. There are also disadvantages to it. Disadvantage in the sense that if you don't keep your bottles clean, your child may become sick. But if you sterilize, wash them yourself, or give it to a trusted person to do it and keep everything clean, trust me, is very, very good. Don't know the word I'm looking for. But yeah, that is what I have to say about combination feeding. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, and if this is your first time coming across this beautiful face, subscribe. Okay, just click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.